Don't look now, but we are exactly 1 month away from Christmas Eve. And that means the holiday season is upon us. And this morning, our Mike Siona is out making sure we know how to stay safe. Mike.
Well, there's no place like home for the holidays, but there are problems that can arise, and we're talking about safety, specifically when it comes to first aid over the holidays with Lyle Karasiuk here at Parkland Ambulance. What kind of things do we have to be prepared for should they arise?
Well, Mike, thanks very much for joining us. You're right. Holidays are that time of year when we've got lots of guests. We've got toddlers running around the house, maybe a new baby, maybe, you know, your favorite uncle is there, an aunt. So we need to be prepared. And so it's a little bit of sort of common sense tips. Like, you know, if you're serving food, keep food cold, keep hot food hot. Simple things. Clean up after the party. There's nothing worse than the kids who get up really early in the morning and there's food left. But learning basic first aid tips, like what to do if someone's choking, how do you do CPR, those sort of things are really good tips that we can all learn and use every day.
No doubt about it. Now, obviously, you can get first aid certification and run through the gamut, but there are little things that everybody can kind of focus on. And this morning, as we continue, we're going to have a peek at a couple of things you can do.
Absolutely. We're going to learn how to do compression-only CPR. We're going to do what to do if somebody's choking. And we'll just sort of maybe run through a few basic common sense tips that all of us could benefit from.
Perfect. There you go. Lyle Karasiuk here in Prince Albert at Parkland Ambulance. And, well, he just told you what we're going to talk about as the morning continues.
The holidays are supposed to be a time for joy, but that doesn't mean they're exempt from potential problems. Mike Siona is in Prince Albert this morning to make sure we're ready for anything. Mike.
Well, we're talking about first aid, and specifically as we head towards the holidays here with Lyle Karasiuk at Parkland Ambulance. And we've got our crash test dummies, I'm calling them here.
Yep,
although
that'll do.
They're very wise, but they are unresponsive. And if we find ourselves in a situation where we might need to do CPR, anybody can really do it in a moment, right?
Well, absolutely, Mike. We were talking off air exactly about that. Some of the traditions or things we learned 20, 30 years ago, you know, about landmarking and walking our fingers up the chest and all those things that maybe we stored in our mind as memory muscle are good ideas, but really what we want people to do is recognize an emergency, first of all. So we've got our plastic little crash test dummies, we're calling them this morning, and we want to make sure that that person cannot be woken up. So tap, yell, if we know them by name, call them out. If they're not moving, if you put your ear down and you sort of do this, listen to them, and they don't appear to be breathing, we need to get help. So if this is, let's say, your basement rec room, yell, maybe somebody's upstairs. If it's out in the garage, if it's at a large public gathering, yell, somebody likely is going to come and help. We need to get help coming, so that is to activate the 911 system or the emergency system in your area and get someone to get an AED. Take one hand on top of the other hand, find the center of their chest, and all we're going to do simply is push down and up and down and up and down.
And
this doll makes
force.
You want to push down in an adult about 1.5 to 2 inches, so you're 4 to 5 centimeters. This doll is going to make a clicking noise. So, Mike, if it was you, we know you're not going to be making any clicking noises.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure we're pushing down and fast, and pretty good rate to get some good compressions going.
There you go. Fantastic. Okay, well, there's a 2-minute crash course in CPR. When we come back, we'll talk about choking and some of the other stuff that we can do over the holidays should the need arise.
Let's bring back in Mike Siona, who's talking safety this morning. Good morning, Mike.
Well, we've been spending the morning here at Parkland Ambulance in Prince Albert with Lyle Karasiuk talking about a different safety and how to kind of take care of emergent situations in your home as the holidays are arriving. We've got our newest friend here. We're calling him Junior affectionately, and we're talking about choking. So what do we do if we encounter choking?
Well, whether it's a toddler like this, Mike, or it's an adult, we want to make sure we do a combination of back blows, chest thrusts, or abdominal thrusts. And a good point that we have is that we've got Junior standing on a table. And if this happens at home, don't run and grab Junior and stand him up on the table, the kitchen counter. Because if the little one goes unconscious, now you've got 80 or 100 pounds worth of kid headed for the floor that you might not be able to catch. So put this little Junior on your knee, set them on the floor, and you squat down. So for today, we're going to have Junior on the table because it works better for our shot.
For television purposes.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got Junior safely on the floor. What do we do?
Well, we can come up behind them if they're an adult or junior, and we want to lean them forward, Mike, and give back blows. So it's just simply 5 good back blows. And that, in most cases, will dislodge the Brussels sprout, the turkey piece, whatever else is stuck there. If that doesn't work, we want to find where the belly button is, make a fist, fold one hand in, and just do some abdominal thrusts. And it's going to be just that simple. If they go unconscious, Mike, we want to remind folks, then call for help. Get 911, get some other people helping you because you now have a very serious emergency.
Okay, so there you go. It's simple as a back blow. And most of the time that's going to take care of the issue for us. At that point, if we lose consciousness, and I know I'm just repeating what you said, but that's how it clicks in my mind, at that point we would then call 911.
Absolutely, and we want to remind folks, these are easy, simple steps that you can learn. There's lots of self-help sort of thing, videos, but we also want to encourage folks, if you want, take a class, give us a call, and we're happy to help.
No doubt about it. Well, thanks, Lyle. It's been a very wonderful morning out here in Prince Albert at Parkland Ambulance.